Hi, welcome back. This is the second time I've been recording this. I really do not enjoy recording software. It's the worst. I hate gain so much. Like I say, it's the worst. My week has been pretty decent. Not been up to much. It's been a bit of an insane one though with Trump's inauguration. That guy makes me sick. He's a foul man with foul thoughts. And I think there needs to be more Luigis in the world. I think that's one way to say it. I can't believe he has now said that every single American is a female. That's what he said. It's his executive order. So looking forward to that backfiring on him. Really hope it does. What else? I think all of his executive orders have just been absolute insane crapshoots. I don't understand why he's making them. He's a toddler as a president. I think that's all that really needs to be said about that. Huzu was really good this last Monday. It was loads of fun. I really recommend anyone that enjoys learning about animals. I think it was a really cool place to go. The gift shop was great as well. Our experience, so it was the carnivore experience. So we met Dave the Royal Python, Specsavers the Spectacled Owl. She was in one of the Harry Potter's films. I think Deathly Hallows, one of them. And then after her, it was two Arctic foxes called Lumi, and I can't think what the other one's called now. I'll have to put it in on the screen just from their website or whatever. And then same again for the serval cat. We met one of the serval cats and he was gorgeous as well. I will be trying to put pictures and videos up. This is the second time recording this, so it's been a lot of fun. Really enjoying that. I'm trying Audacity this time, the free to use software. I'm hoping that it comes out a little clearer. I notice a lot when I'm recording with OBS that some of my S's and F's and stuff like that gets cut off by the noise gate. I've tried messing around with it and adjusting it, but it just doesn't seem to really want to cooperate. So I'm hoping the fact that I'm doing this like post recording the editing of the audio, I'm hoping it'll come out a little bit clearer and work on it from there. I'm currently sat with a towel over my head, so loving that, and I want to cry. But yeah, regardless, Huzu, it was really fun. Meeting all of the animals. We got to feed the Arctic foxes. They ate day-old chicks, so it was an interesting feed. The chicks were dead, like they were frozen and stuff. Like, look, they're carnivores. You know, the thing was called a carnivore combo, so it was bound to happen. What else? Yeah, we only fed those guys. I think obviously some of the other animals probably had feeding times at different times of the day for different experiences. So yeah, the guide was really cool. She was really interesting. The actual zoo, it's like, I think it used to be a farm, and then they would rescue animals from, like, you know, irresponsible pet owners that maybe got a snake thinking it would look cool and then realized how much it would cost and how difficult they are to look after and stuff like that. So they sort of spread out from there and then became quite a big zoo, and they've got loads of different areas, and they've got Cinnamon the capybara, which we did try to meet. She didn't want to stay outside because it was like on the verge of raining, so she was hiding inside. But I did get to meet the ducks in her enclosure. And then we fed the llamas, some goats, and some sheep. And then they have like a dinosaur world thing, like Jurassic Park style stuff, with some animatronics. So me and Annabelle went around there and just walked around and enjoyed some of the big. It was one of those where, like, because I think they're meant to be like big guy over here. anatomically, you know, faithful renditions of a dinosaur. So you know, the size of them was just insane. You think about like how many of them were walking around.
These guys. Hawk tour.
In, you know, the prehistoric eras and stuff, and it's just it's mad.
Big guy over here.
How big they were. Like, I think when you think about a triceratops, you think maybe like a cow size. I don't know, in my head I always thought like cow size. No, fucking bus size. It's insane. And things were killing those. It's mad. It's mad. But very cool indeed. And yeah, I think if you're ever in the area, I think it's like Telford. If you're ever in the area, I really recommend going, because it was really informative. I learned a lot, actually. Like, I like to think of myself as sort of like an animal savvy person, but there was still stuff that I was learning. Like there was stuff about owl eyes. I didn't realize this. Owl eyes are shaped like mushrooms, sort of like, you know, they sort of widen at the front. And this is because like their eyes don't actually move. Like they don't like turn their eyes in their sockets. They'll obviously, that's why they can turn their heads so well. But I guess it means that like they're really like stable, and they sort of act like sort of camera dollies or whatever. And yeah, so but what it also means is like their eyes don't really recognize anything within like half a mile of the face. So when they're catching stuff, they have to see it from miles away and then calculate where that animal's going to be at the time of like collision, and then make micro adjustments based off like hearing, and that's it when they're really close. I think that's really cool. It also did make me think, so that's why maybe when they're not expecting a car to show up as they're driving past, you know, they're trying to catch prey, maybe a car accidentally hits them, they have no idea what actually happened, because they haven't put that into their calculations. So that was quite interesting. Kind of a good point to make about like keeping your litter away from, you know, keeping your litter, preventing it from being thrown out the window and pests eating from it, because when they do, if an owl sees them and tries to catch them, they might get hit by an oncoming vehicle, which, you know, is just pretty messed up. So something to think about. This morning I watched the Avicii documentary finally. Oh my god, man, it's heartbreaking to see. It was so tough watching the last sort of 20 minutes of it, because obviously you know what's going to happen, and I think, you know, you've just been watching this hour and a half of a guy being upheld by all of his friends and, you know, supported, you know, not much of that sort of, you know, driven to drugs or anything by his friends. You know, he sought them out, and then when they noticed this, they kind of nipped it in the bud, as it sounds. You know, they had an intervention, and he listened, and he worked on himself, and then he still felt the need to, you know, remove himself from this world. And I thought that was very tough to hear and watch, but it's very interesting. And it made me think back on when I was listening to Avicii for the first time, and I can't remember what year it was, probably 2013, 2014, listening to it on SoundCloud, talking about it with my mates, being like, oh, this is such an amazing song, you know, talking about it, it's so well made, it's awesome. And then playing Minecraft, you know, booting up like a mini game server or whatever, joining a team and talking to the guy on my team, and he's, you know, talking about how he's from Sweden, and I was like, oh, like Avicii and PewDiePie, oh, all the best things come from Sweden, IKEA and all this. And he's like, yeah, we're the best, man. I was like, yeah, you are, you're awesome. And just talking about that, that one, that I don't know why, but it's one of those it's one of those memories that's always stuck with me. And you know, I have friends from Sweden and they're all awesome. And I think, you know, most people from there, it seems, at least, you know, the people that make it to the UK, Zeitgeist, you know, they always seem like pretty cool people for the most part. And I think that's important to remember. And it sounds as though he was, you know, surrounded by people who clearly loved him and you know, loved him for him, not just because of what he stood for and you know, how big his character was. And yeah, it's hard to understand why he felt the need to do what he did in the end. And I think it's quite important that, you know, we're always as supportive as possible and look out for those signs where, you know, it was like he was going on holiday, and while he was on holiday, that's when he made the decision. And it's so tough to hear because it was a time when he was kind of on his own and you know, none of his friends or family were with him, and that happened there. And it's very sad. And he, you know, yeah, I can't imagine what was going through his head at the time. And I think if anyone could, you know, that would be awful, because it's a very dark moment of a guy's very, you know, bright life. You know, yeah, he kind of had it all. It was amazing to watch the video and the documentaries on all of it. But yeah, I think, you know, if anyone feels low at any time, you know, you can always join my Discord. No, that's a bit of a shit way to plug it, but you know, you know, you're always welcome to talk in my Discord if you ever need anything, and I, you know, or even leaving a comment, and you know, me or anyone else in the comments can always reply and sort of show that you're not on your own and stuff like that. But yeah, and obviously I think I'll try and leave links in the description below as well about, you know, sort of, you know, like Samaritans and various other organizations around the world that you might be able to contact, or maybe like a, you know, sort of a spreadsheet of those kinds of things or something. Maybe whether that's something that could be useful or not, I think it's important to show it, if that makes sense. And then what else did I get up to this week? Rewatched Nosferatu with my brother this time. That was a lot of fun. We were just making I think you should leave bits in Nosferatu's voice, because there was like 5 other people in the cinema, so like in the screen, so we could just not be as loud as we wanted, but you know, there were no rules, so we could say whatever the hell we wanted to say, and it was, yeah, it was a really fun experience. And it's still an insane film, but it was definitely made very fun by the fact that me and my brother were idiots and enjoy making the same stupid joke repeatedly for 2 hours, as well as the fact that it was 2 for 1 because of the Meerkat movies, which I can't wait to use more of. I love, it's such a great scheme to have. It works, man, it works. But yeah, I really want to try and use Blender, the animation software, or like model making software, I guess is kind of the main property of it. But yeah, I really want to try and use it. It's got like a massive learning curve. I feel like it's very tough to get into, but then it seems as though once you get into it, people for the most part are finding, you know, people find it quite easy once they get their head around it. So I thought that might be an interesting project to have at some point, because yeah, I recently watched one of the Off Menu episodes, the new one with Harris Dickinson. He's in like Baby Girl and The King's Man, you know, that prequel film, and a bunch of other stuff. And it was a very fun episode of him sort of talking about his history with Ed before being famous and stuff like that. And just a very fun episode. And there was a couple times in that episode while I was at work, I was like, this would be really fun as like an animation, you know, just on YouTube as like a little 1 minute or so animation or something like that, you know, something just little. I thought that might be fun to try my hand at some point, but that might be way down the line because I'm not good at drawing. I'm not good at animation. I tried it once when I was a kid with Blender using a Minecraft tutorial, like a Minecraft YouTube tutorial of making a Minecraft model and making an animation, you know, during Minecraft Parody's heyday, because I was like, I could make one, and then I didn't. I made like a 5-second animation, and that was it. Maybe that'll get released at some point in a few years, because I unlisted everything that I have on this account because it makes me cringe, but I don't want to delete it because there's a memories, you know. It's weird looking back on who I thought I was as a kid, and now looking now, and it's abysmal to watch. Just abysmal. But yeah, so oh my god, it's weird. I've already like recorded this but hated how it sounded, and I actually don't mind re-recording. It's weird. I think this is something I might maybe do at sometimes if I have the time, and the first one's an absolute wash, because yeah, I think re-recording is probably kind of important for like the mentality of it all, you know. It's not the end of the world if something's fucked, you know. You can just go back and redo it. You're not gonna die. I think before re-recording this, I was thinking that it was like, this is the end of the world. I'm not gonna be able to do one this week. I'm gonna give up because this is awful and I'm awful and this is the worst. But no, I'm recording this and it sounds fine. At least it's, you know, out loud it sounds fine. I'm getting a bit of a sore throat though because this has been a lot of talking now. But yeah, it's weird. I don't really mind it now. It's funny. I think I'm definitely feeling the improvement, and I can't wait to maybe, you know, I'm hoping that by the end of this year I can look back and literally see the progress that I've made over the year, because I think it'll be good for me to realize that, hey, you're not good at everything straight away, because I think I definitely have that ADHD type of mentality of, if I'm not good at it straight away, it's an awful thing and I shouldn't even bother doing it because it's so bad, and you know, I'm better than this, which is a very childish way to look at things. But yeah, what else? I've been listening on Amy's recommendation, one of my friends Amy's recommendations. I've been listening to the Magnus Archives, which is like a horror fiction stuff. I've already made it through the first season. I think that during one of the Q&As they said there's going to be 5 seasons, and I'm pretty sure I've found, you know, I've added them all to my episodes on Spotify or whatever to listen to them while I'm at work, because they're only like 20-30 minutes long max. So I'm looking forward to getting through that, because it's been so fun. It's really interesting how they've made it this anthology with like an overarching story that sort of links pretty much all of them together. It's very cool, and it's very fun listening to it unfold, and very creepy. There's been times where I'm like, oh, actually, I don't know if I want to listen to this right now, because it's creepy, man. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to finishing that. Well, no, I'm looking forward to listening to that, I guess is probably how I should say it, because I've been really enjoying it. I don't really want it to end, but I know that it will, and I know that the ending will be good. So yeah, we'll go from there. I feel like there was other stuff that I talked about in the first recording that I'm now forgetting about. I'm trying to think what sort of plans I've got going on over the next week. I can't think of anything right now. It's going to be the end of January, starting February. It's Annabelle's birthday in a couple of weeks, so got that to look forward to. I'm trying to sort presents and everything. I've got the card and I've got a few presents, but like little ones. But I'm still trying to think of like a big one to get her, because she really enjoys multiple presents. But like, she doesn't mind how expensive they are or like how cheap they are. She just likes having presents. So I'm working on that. So I you know, don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm quite good at it. So I might, you know, when it's been her birthday, I might show off some of the stuff that she, you know, I got her, and maybe that she got, if she wants, you know, if she's okay with that, then I might do that. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that I talked about in the first one. I could always listen back to it, but that involves pausing this and then starting again, which I don't really want to do. Yeah, I think I just wanted to finish off, yeah, with the like Blender animation. I think I said, didn't I? But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. So keep your eyes on this space for the next couple of years. Yeah. Maybe I'll post it, or maybe I'll even try it. Who knows? Very exciting stuff. Oh, I just watched this spider jumping around in here. That's cool. I love towels. Yeah. I hope you have a good week. I'm looking forward to mine. It's going to be nice and easy. Yeah, please be sure to like this video. Leave a comment in the comments. Sounds so stupid. Either questions, stuff you'd want to hear about, stuff you could suggest to me to talk about. You know, or if you just want to say something in the comments, you know, that's fine too. And also, obviously, make sure to subscribe. We are 15 subscribers or 16 subscribers into the 1,000 subscriber goal that you need to make money off YouTube. So we're what? Not even 1% of the way. Woohoo! What's 1%? No, I guess 10 subscribers is 1%. So we're like what, 1.5% of the way. Am I right? Or like 1.05? I don't know maths. I'll put something on the screen. But yeah, please, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share the video if that's something you feel comfortable doing. You don't, who knows? Pretending to share it might work too. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. Have a good week. Look forward to seeing you next week. Goodbye. Bye bye.